From where he stood, he did what was asked, did what was expected, no more, no less. And in a match like this, a European clash with pressure through the roof and quality on every blade of grass, sometimes that's all you need. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't heroic, but it was solid. He did his job. But as the final whistle blew and the emotions poured out, it became clear that one decision, or rather one non-decision, would hang heavy over this result. Junior visibly frustrated after the match didn't mince his words. According to him, the referee's failure to award a penalty for a blatant shirt tug on Cyril Dezas was the turning point. That moment in his eyes changed everything. We are obviously disappointed, angry probably, he said, because we know we could have done better. I think Bilbao were the better side over 90 minutes, I'll admit that, but that doesn't erase the penalty incident. Right now it still stings. And it's not hard to see why. It was a tight match, a match that could have gone either way. And at that level, those tiny margins matter. In Europe, you rarely get second chances. And when the officials don't make the calls, you're left wondering what could have been. While emotions boiled on the pitch off it, a very different kind of drama was unfolding, one that could reshape the future of a Scottish giant. Rangers Football Club is on the cusp of a massive transition. After months of backroom discussions and high-stakes negotiations, it looks like the long-anticipated takeover is finally reaching its endgame. The names leading the charge, Andrew Kavanagh and the group known as 49ers Enterprises. Together, they're set to acquire a controlling 51% stake in the club, enough to call the shots, set the tone, and steer the direction for years to come. This move has been in the works since October, when Kavanagh, a well-known figure in American healthcare and investment circles, first began talking to key Rangers shareholders. They aim to build a consensus, secure the votes, and push through a regime change that could breathe new life into Ibrox ahead of the new season. Alongside him is the chairman of Leeds United, a man whose own club is teetering on the edge of Premier League promotion. But make no mistake, what happens at Leeds has no impact on the Rangers deal. This isn't some side project. This is a calculated, committed move to reshape a club with one of the richest histories in football. The legal paperwork is being sorted. All sides are said to be in agreement. And despite rumors swirling in the press about potential snags or last-minute changes, sources close to the deal insist it's full steam ahead. One of the names that briefly caused a stir was Sandy Easdale. Reports suggested that his 2.25% stake might be decisive, but that's now been dismissed. That portion of shares, while once significant, is not a factor in finalizing the takeover. The major players in this deal are all aligned. Dave King, the former chairman, is ready to walk away from the boardroom after 25 years of involvement. His shares, along with those of John Bennett, will be sold to the incoming American consortium. That alone gives the new group a sizable chunk, around 20%, with the remaining shares being gathered through a mix of smaller deals and future rights issues. The end goal is clear, secure control, inject cash, and build a competitive Rangers for the modern era. And the ambitions aren't limited to the boardroom. Significant changes are expected across the club. New manager, new sporting director, new investment both on the pitch and off it. This isn't just about balance sheets and shareholder meetings. It's about restoring Rangers to the top. In Scotland, yes, but also in Europe. The club has had moments of resurgence, flashes of the old glory, but consistency has been hard to find. This deal could change that. Dave King, for his part, sees this transition as his final gift to the fans. He's been vocal about wanting to find the right investors. Not just any rich name from overseas, but people who understand the scale of the job, who get what it means to lead a club like Rangers. Given that the club had made it clear had no further role to play, I thought it would be a fitting legacy if I sought out potential investors that met my criteria, King said recently. And who could buy out shareholders like me who are stepping back and inject new funds to become a new anchor for the future? And in Kavanagh and the 49ers, he believes he's found exactly that. People with vision, with resources, and crucially, with a desire to win, not just participate. They've already been spotted at Ibrox multiple times watching matches, meeting stakeholders, and preparing for the shift. Kavanagh himself was at the first leg of the Europa League quarterfinal sitting, alongside the 49ers technical director Gita Steinson. The two of them watched Barry Ferguson's side give everything they had in Bilbao. A night that ultimately ended in heartbreak, but one that showed the spirit and fight still alive in the squad. Ferguson, still at the helm for now, has made it clear he'll lead the team through the final stretch of the Premiership season. 5 games left, 5 chances to finish strong. After that, the Americans are expected to make their call. A new manager is coming, a sporting director too. The pieces are moving quickly, and the next chapter is already being written behind the scenes. I'm going to finish the season as strongly as I can, Ferguson said. For me, and for the players. I haven't sat down with anyone yet to talk about the future, but it's clear that decisions have to be made soon. We've done well in Europe, but domestically we need to be back competing for trophies. That's what this club is about. And he's right. Rangers aren't here to make up the numbers. They're here to win. That expectation never changes no matter who owns the shares or sits in the director's box. As for the fans, they've been through a lot. Highs, lows, false dawns, and unforgettable nights. But this moment feels different. A true changing of the guard. The promise of modern governance. Deep financial backing. A new hunger to restore Rangers to their rightful place in the game. And while the ink isn't dry just yet, the pieces are falling into place. The future is arriving, and it's arriving fast. As the dust settles and fans begin to absorb the magnitude of what's happening behind the scenes, the message from inside Ibrox is clear change is coming. Not just in the boardroom, not just in the dugout, but across the entire structure of the football club. For some, it's a long time coming. For others, it's bittersweet. The end of an era marked by tireless dedication, personal sacrifice, and deep emotional investment. But for everyone who bleeds blue, the hope is the same, that this is the beginning of something worthy of the badge. It's easy to forget amid the headlines and takeovers that Rangers have been clawing their way back to prominence for over a decade. From financial collapse to the lower leagues, from rebuilding squads on a shoestring to European finals under the lights, the journey has been nothing short of remarkable. But football doesn't wait. The game moves on. And if you want to keep up, you need infrastructure, you need ambition, and above all, you need leadership that matches the scale of the club. That's what this takeover represents. Not just money, though that will play a role, but a new mentality, a different level of professionalism, a belief that Rangers can do more than challenge, they can dominate. And those inside the club know the pressure that comes with that. No one is under any illusions. The supporters won't accept excuses. They won't settle for mediocrity. They want results, silverware, a return to glory days. And that's where the coming weeks will be crucial. With the final Premiership fixtures looming, Barry Ferguson's role as interim boss is drawing to a close. He knows it. The players know it. And though he's shown leadership and heart in steering the club through a turbulent stretch, the next appointment must be one that signals intent. Someone who understands what it means to lead Rangers. Someone who won't flinch when the pressure mounts at Parkhead or under the European floodlights. Ferguson's comments after the Bilbao loss were as honest as they were telling. He spoke like a man who's poured everything into the job, but also knows the club's ambitions may lie beyond him. We've had a good run in Europe, he said. But this club needs to be fighting for titles at home. That's the standard. That's the expectation. His plan is to give the players a short break, then attack the final 5 matches with full focus. Whether that leads to a permanent role or not, only time will tell, but no one can question his commitment. While Ferguson rallies his troops, the executives are finalizing their strategy. A new sporting director is high on the agenda. Someone with the right blend of modern football insight and traditional values. Someone who can oversee recruitment, build a footballing identity, and bridge the gap between boardroom ambition and pitch performance. It's not a small task. Rangers is not just another club. It's a cultural institution with layers of complexity that go beyond goals and assists. In parallel, the financial machinery is already whirring. The incoming ownership group is preparing for significant investments, not just in players, but in facilities, analytics, and youth development. The aim is sustainability with ambition. Compete now, but build for the future. Stop reacting, start planning. That's how dynasties are formed. There's also the matter of reconnecting with the supporters. A fan forum is scheduled for midweek, where the current chief executive, Patrick Stewart, is expected to address key concerns and give clarity on the club's direction. That dialogue is vital. Rangers fans are fiercely loyal, but they demand transparency. They want to know where the club is headed, who's making the decisions, and what the long-term vision looks like. This isn't the time for vague promises or corporate speak. It's time for honesty, ambition, and a plan that fans can believe in. Dave King, as ever, remains a central figure in this transition. Though he's stepping away from formal responsibilities, his fingerprints are all over this new chapter. It was King who first began the process of finding new investors, not just wealthy figures, but people with the temperament and character to carry the club forward. His decision to step down was not one of fatigue, but of purpose. He believed his mission had been fulfilled, and it was time to pass the torch. And in his own words, this deal, this shift in power, is his farewell gift to the fans. Looking back, King's tenure was filled with battles, boardroom wars, public clashes, moments of triumph and defeat. But through it all, his love for the club was never in question. He was part of the trio that wrestled control from the Ashley-lined faction all those years ago. He stood in front of cameras, shareholders, and fans fighting for a vision of Rangers that was rooted in tradition, but open to progress. And now he leaves with the satisfaction of knowing he helped secure a new future for the club he grew up supporting. Kavanagh, meanwhile, has shown that he's not just an investor watching from afar. He's been at Ibrox. He's been in Glasgow. He was there for the first leg against Athletic Club. He was there for the heartbreak in Bilbao. That presence matters. Fans notice. It shows commitment. It shows that he understands this isn't just a spreadsheet operation. It's a living, breathing club with passion, pain, and a relentless pursuit of success. The 49ers group brings more than money. They bring experience. They know what it means to run elite sports organizations. They understand the pressures, the branding, the media, the expectations. And if they can combine that knowledge with the unique energy of Rangers Football Club, then we could be on the brink of something special. But the road ahead won't be easy. Celtic won't roll over. The Premiership remains fiercely competitive. Europe is unforgiving. The pressure cooker that is Ibrox demands constant excellence. One poor run of results, one transfer window gone wrong, and the goodwill fades fast. That's why these next few months are so critical. The foundations are being laid. The structure is being built. And every decision from manager to medical, our team will echo through the next few seasons. There's a real sense now that the club stands on a threshold. One foot still in the past, the other stretching toward a new future. A future where modernization doesn't mean forgetting tradition, where ambition doesn't mean abandoning identity. It's a tightrope walk, but if done right, it could elevate Rangers to a whole new level. For the supporters, this is the moment to watch. A moment that could define the next decade. A moment where whispers in the boardroom become roars on the pitch. And as the blue sea of Ibrox rises once again, there's hope that the new era will bring more than just headlines. It will bring glory. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. In a move that is already sending shockwaves through Scottish football, Carlos Vela has officially confirmed his arrival at Rangers. The Mexican international, who spent the last years dazzling fans in Major League Soccer with LAFC, is now set to bring his experience, flair, and deadly left foot to the blue side of Glasgow. After weeks of speculation and hushed negotiations behind the scenes, Vela broke the silence with a short but powerful statement. "I'm ready for a new challenge. I've always admired European football, and Rangers is a club with history, passion, and ambition. I can't wait to be part of it." This signing marks a clear statement of intent from the Ibrox board. With Celtic tightening their grip on the domestic scene in recent years, Rangers needed something big, someone to lift the spirits and turn the tide. And in Carlos Vela, they may just have found their spark. At 35, he might not be the electric winger of his Arsenal days, but the intelligence, the vision, and that cultured left foot remain lethal. More importantly, he brings a level of calm and leadership that could prove invaluable both in the dressing room and under the Ibrox floodlights. Fans have responded with a mix of excitement and curiosity. Some see the move as a gamble, a marquee name with legs perhaps past their prime. Others believe he can still produce magic, especially in a league where his technical skills could shine. One thing is for certain, Vela won't be coming to Scotland for a quiet retirement. He's made that clear. He wants to compete, to win, and to add silverware to an already storied career. As he prepares to wear the famous blue jersey, eyes from both sides of the Old Firm divide will be watching closely. Carlos Vela in Glasgow. It's not something anyone saw coming a year ago. But now that it's real, the Premiership just got a lot more interesting. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.